What's up everyone, welcome to War 1 of Season 47. We're not really pushing much this season, so we're going to take it pretty chilled. We're against Savage Squad, and we're going in with... the war's already done, I can't even remember already. We're going in with Captain Sam, we're going in with my newly Ascended Tigra. I've made a bed for her now, for myself rather. And Sandman as well for a bit of his usual fun. Expect lots of deaths this season. Well, a few more than normal, really. As we're going, just not taking precautions because we want to take a little bit of a break. So we're going with Path 8, then Path 9, and then Sandman on 37, Sauron on 40, and Onslaught on node 49 for Tigra Ascended, her debut. I said Path 8, I actually meant 7. We're taking this Absman first of all, with Sandman. This is a good fun fight. That said, I have said that we're not really, going for it much this season. I'm still going to use the occasional boost if I've got anything left over and feel it might really benefit me. But for now, the Absman fight. He starts off obviously in Uru form. I'm going to just let him spam his SP1s. That's going to give him lots of regen for me to reverse by sticking loads of petrifiers on him with my SP1. As long as I don't get hit too much by him, because he's going to have refined form and therefore lots of physical burst damage. But this was quite a fun fight. It's nice when the theory works out, because obviously this was how I intended it to go when thinking about my game plan. I've obviously not done it myself. The nice thing about Sandman and placing all these petrifiers is, I've said it before, I think that Mystic Dispersion doesn't really come into play either, because I'm just going to reverse any of the minimal power gain that he'll get. So he's ticking down slowly. I was intending to have rank 2'd my Sandman by now. I wanted to hold because I've got a Titan Crystal which changes over in I think 4 days now. And just in case I've got anything really spicy in that, I'd use my 1 to 2 gem paps on that. And Sandman can then go up with resources. But either way he will go up because he's a great champ and he's really good for what he does. And it's nice to just make him a little tankier than he is. He will succumb to being a little bit smaller later on. So that's Absman done. I say cheesy, it took slightly long, 77 hits, but it was nice and easy. So now we're coming up to Path 9. We've got this big rank 3 Dani, over 400k health from Vega. I've got my Odin pre-fights on there, so that we've seen how I do this in pre-season. It's a really nice fight. I do play like shit here though. For some reason I go to hit her, I mistime it during the heavy and just get punched in the face. So that straight away loses me a chunk of health. I'm not getting the greatest RNG with my armor buffs, but luckily the bleeds aren't applying, so they are doing their job anyway. Then I can just stand and block. I have got a couple of boosts on here, just to give me a bit of extra juice. I had them in overflow, so it's no big deal for me to use them up. I think I was aiming to find my special 2. Yeah, I was going to say I get to a point where I use the special 3 in this fight, but the special 2 does a nice chunk of damage. I have lost all my armor buffs, but we're back during shock phase anyway, so it's safe for me to keep hitting. This is a really chunky Dani, but it's fine because I've got a really chunky Sam Wilson. Nice bursts of burst damage there. Don't really know what I was saying. Yeah, we're coming up to my special 3 here, which wasn't really the aim. I'm not really sure why I let myself get to it, but it's fine. Demonstrates another nice bit of Sam Wilson's utility here, in that he will put on the power drain for her, which is nice. She's not going to get to 3 bars anyway. Sorry, puts on a power lock, but I've also got coming up to a power drain because I'm going to get up to my 25 charges shortly. And there we go. So now she has a permanent power drain on her, which is nice. Means I can just hit her even safer at 2 bars. But my next hit after this special 2 is going to kill her. That was a complete lie. My next combo after special 2 is going to kill her. So, chunky fight. I lost a bit of health there, but it's okay. And now we come up to Mephisto for one of the most poorly played fights I've put down in this game for a good many seasons now. I know I've had other fights recently where I've either died or come close to dying, but I don't think I played them as bad as here. So we're going in again, obviously with Sandman. There's one eye open, so I'm not going to parry him. His heavy is easy to bait and avoid. Luckily I get off with a quick intercept there. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do there. Mistimed my heavy. Then I get caught by the special 1, so I'm chopping down with incinerate damage. Then I get caught by a heavy. It's just a comedy of errors. All the while I've barely done any damage to him, and I'm close to 50% health. The silver lining is that whilst I'm throwing my very slow to work special 1, I seem to be out of range of his aura of incineration, which is nice. There I get parried and take another combo. This really isn't going well. The bad thing is, while I've only got a couple of petrifiers on him, he's still going to be healing up, which is annoying, from willpower obviously. I do need to keep a good stack on them to reverse his healing. Now we're not in a good place, you know. He's at 84% health and I'm into the 30s. I've screwed up almost every part of the fight so far. There I eat another combo. I really don't know what was going on here. I'm just grateful that we're not really chasing a win here. I kind of managed to pull my head together a bit now, and I can play a little bit smarter, a bit more careful. But then here, for some reason I thought I had 3 heavies in the tank. I only had the 2, so when I go to fire the 3rd, I eat another special 1, and that incinerate's going to be enough to kill me off. Fun, fun, fun. So we go back in for the cleanup, I did use just a small potion to top me up a little bit. I didn't want to go back in with 40% and then just die from any small mistake that I make. Yeah, this fight wasn't fun. Probably could have used a better counter, definitely could have used a better counter here, but I was obviously using Sandman for other things. Maybe Havoc would be a smarter, much quicker play, but you live and learn. Yeah, we weren't on for a fun time here. So I've made exactly the same mistake again. I haven't actually watched this cleanup fight back since posting to make this video. I nearly got myself killed again. Luckily, Relic came to the rescue and cleaned it up for me there. So we're going into this Sandman now with 13k health. I decided that I could probably pull this off without healing up. I'm going to use a combat regen anyway, and I decided that's all I'm going to need to get through this fight. I've done it a couple of times before. It's very cheesy, it's very satisfying. So let's get to it. So we can start off just, the parry didn't work, but he managed to hold off anyway. I get my combo away and push him to special 1, which I'm more than happy to dex. Although this one does catch me. And the petrify and a crit on the final hit of it finish me off. Petrify with my combat regen, probably reversing that anyway. Yeah, not a good time. So we're going to revive 40%, eat a heavy, get back into this, and we're not going to make the same mistake again. And this is essentially going to be a solo because I barely touched him the first time round. We're going to call it a solo, and I'm sticking to that. My dex game has to be on point now, which thankfully it was. Although I get parried. The AI is, I know I'm playing like shit, but the AI really is horrible. The amount of times I got parried in this fight and against Mephisto as well, I don't know what was going on. But yeah, luckily we don't make this silly mistakes again. I had just, by this point also, I'd just finished a 7.5 hour drive up to Manchester, for anyone that knows where that is, from London. I wasn't in a great headspace. I was exhausted. There we go, he's done. And just stressed out, really. I didn't have great signal either, so I needed to try and kind of rush to get my fights done. It just was a great big recipe for disaster all round. Now we come up to a big rank 3 Sauron with a half health Captain Sam. Again, I wasn't too worried here. I've done this fight a bunch of times, but of course we are on the current streak that I'm on of playing like an idiot, and so we make silly mistakes. Luckily my combat regen boost was still active, so it can top me up a little bit, which is all going to be in vain. He catches me on a dash there, and yeah, I have no words. But we're going to go back in, we're going to play it like I have played it before, in that we're not going to make a mistake now. We're going to just clean this fight up and show Sam Wilson to be the great champ that he is, certainly for this sort of fight. Auto block coming to my rescue there, as I definitely got caught on an intercept again. Then he uses up my indestructible. Okay, so I used an indestructible buff. I really had no intention of dying again. Just embarrassing at this point. It also at this point made me realise that the Odin buffs that I clearly didn't notice during pre-season have sent my combat power rate very low as well. Which is fine. It's just annoying. I hadn't noticed that. I was thinking, oh, obviously because of my armor buffs as well. But yeah, I'm definitely was banking on being able to throw a special one at some point during this fight, and it's just not going to happen. But obviously I've done this fight a few times now without specials, so it's no issue. Just a point that I'd forgotten about. Daily noob. And he's done. Finally, we get to Polka Dot Power, Ascended Onslaught. I haven't fought him in war since pre-war of the beginning of last season, and that was a mess. But by Ascending Tigra, I knew I was going to end up with these fights, so I just wanted to approach it properly. I've still only used a green 20%. I used Mystic Power Back boosts just for that little extra power. On my specials, I'm going to bait his heavy, reply with a couple of heavies. Well, reply with a heavy, rinse and repeat, and I'm going to get halfway through my third heavy, fire my special 2. By this point, I know that the video's already gotten around some line chats due to people being impressed with it. I was very impressed with it myself. I'm very proud of that. So, 25-second fight, bish, bash, bosh. And with that very, very sweet final fight, that's the end of my war. I didn't include the scores at the end. We did lose, and that's fine. So I'll see how fights go for War 2. See ya!